Let me check something here before I begin. We are going to sew our blouse. We already cut everything. I did the cutting. These are my patterns. I have to take them away. I did everything I needed to do. So I'm remaining with just the sewing parts. So let me finish up and we shall begin. I need a black bobbin. I have to change threads, so I had white on, so I'm going to use black. Alright, I have some black here, so it's what I'm going to use. And this, okay. So how is everyone? Good evening, good night, good morning. I don't know what time it is there, but here it's one something in the morning, so it's AM. 1 2, let me check. It's 2 exactly here. So we are in another day. We are in the 11th. So let me check something here and we begin. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right. Oh my goodness. So let's take a look at what we cut. This is facing for the front and for the back. Okay, so this is our sleeve. Our sleeve will be this length. It is very long. Yeah, it's long. So this is our sleeve. These are our 2 sleeves. And I'll put the sleeves aside. So this is my blouse. And this is my back. So you have to make sure you identify the right size and the wrong sides. So before I do anything, going to align this together and mark out the sewing, the zip allowance. Okay, so I'm going to mark out my zip allowance. I'll use this chalk. Remember, it was 1 inch. So this is our waistline. One inch and 1 inch. So I need a straight rule. Okay, so I'll fold this in and put it aside. So make sure you observe the right sides and the wrong sides, because this fabric is a bit confusing. You mark out, you know, the wrong side and the right side. So this is the wrong side here, and this is the wrong side. This is the wrong side. I'm arranging them because that's how I'm going to pick them while sewing. If you don't, you might confuse things. All right, so this is it. In case you're not sure, you can bring your pattern and place it on and see. Remember, we marked some points that were facing each other. Okay, so this is the side front. We have to make sure that the points we marked are in coordination. So I'll just take the underbust as well, and here. Right, the same has to be done for this side here and here. Then on this as well, you have this point, but on this you can see easily the points. All right, you can just notch, or you can do as I've done. So I'm just going to pick and sew, then see how to join everything. So remember the points you have marked and use that. So when I fold like this, I see everything is in the right order. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the needle on my machine. Reason being, this fabric is very light and the needle I have on my machine is a big size, so I'm going to try to change to a smaller size. Yeah, so I'm going to check the needle size and try to change it. I need a smaller needle. I think this size will work. So sometimes the needle also matters. If the needle is too big, sometimes it will not be good for your project. So you choose a needle that will rhyme well with your fabric. So I put it outside because the others are new and this is old, it's used. So I'm going to use this needle. It's smaller than the size I had. All right. Okay, so we are going to start. So remember, we left a sewing allowance of around 0.5. So we are dealing with that sewing allowance. Don't sew too much and don't sew too small. So make sure that the sewing allowance you left is what you're using to sew. Is what you're using to join. So I take it slow. Yeah. Okay. So we are done with one side. We are going to do the other side. align everything in order, just like we have done. Make sure everything is in alignment. All right. All right. So we are going to first do the facing, then we shall join the back to the front. So this is my facing. This fabric is confusing. You can sometimes get confused. What is the front? What is the back? So this is my facing I'm going to use. I'm going to join it. I left here sewing allowance of around 0.5. So I'm going to sew it. And the same for this part. So pin, because this, when I'm using this fabric I pin, It's very delicate and it's very easy to slant from your hands. It's a bit slippery, so it's important you pin. To get it close. All right, you're going to deal with this side as well. All right. So this is our facing, but we have to finish it off on the edges. So to do this, I'm going to trim this a bit more. And since this is lightweight fabric, I'm going to finish it off with a zigzag. I have no serger. If I had a serger, I would have serged the edges one by one. But the good thing that still this is a lightweight fabric, I'm going to just finish off here and here. Then, okay, let me put my zigzag stitch. I'll do this on this side as well. All right. So I have to do it because you see my fabric, it is very easy to get off. So after doing so, I'm going to make a rolled seam around my facing, around. Okay, I'm going to first sew like 0.5 with not 0.5, like 0.8. So I'm going to come in here and cut a bit, and also come in here and cut a bit, so that there is no bulge on my seams. Another thing, now you must make this circular a bit. You must balance it. Right. So I'm going to come around this edge. First, I have no rolled presser, a presser foot for rolling. So I'm going to come and sew a little bit, like 1.8, 1/8 around. Then I'll come back again one time. So I'm going to do that first. Then I will see what to do next. So I'm going to press like this and then sew around on a very small sewing allowance. So let me just get my pins and pin. So I'm just going to pin the starting points. After, I'll just roll as I go. So it's not a straight process, but you have to take it little by little, little by little. So I have to cut in a little bit more on the seam. Oh my God. Oh my god, this is not so easy. I'll warn you, especially for this fabric. This type of fabric is not as direct as it seems, but it's doable anyway. It's doable, not easy, but doable. So I'm stretching it here a bit. You have to iron, please. Please, 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 please. You must iron. So after doing this, if there is any excess in the middle, you have to cut it, and you cut it carefully, because you are going to fold one more time. So whatever excess you have, you cut carefully. I emphasize the word carefully. Emphasis on the word carefully. Okay? Yeah. All right, so we are going to sew again. We are going to fold in one more time and sew around, and that will be it. So you're going to come here, fold in, and sew exactly on that line you sewed in the first place. Okay, so in that same line. That very line you used in the first place is the same line you're going to use again. So we fold one time and press. Let me first pin it, at least in the beginning. So it takes patience. So you have to be a little bit patient. Yeah. Have some patience. Because if you don't have, you'll end up failing. Don't pull, just take it slow, don't pull. Just take it slow, don't pull. I have to trim off here a bit. we are done. We are done. We are supposed to press this. Make it a point to press every time you sew. Yeah, it's very important. Very, 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 very important. So I'm going to stretch it a bit. Straighten it, not just stretching. Straighten it a bit. All right. So you're supposed to press. Okay. You're supposed to press. I emphasize that. I will press mine later. So you're supposed to press it and it has to lie flat. Okay. When you press it, it will lie flat like it is supposed to be. So this is our facing. Let me first sew the back. On the front, then we shall see what to do next. So we are going to get our back. Right sides facing each other. And we are going to get this as well and arrange it in this manner. After that, we are going to pin. So I would have finished off these edges, but I will not. Reason being, I'll first check the fitting of this. Anyway, let me finish them. Let me finish them off, because if I have to reduce anything, add anything, I'll add it on the side seam, because I'll leave the allowance. I left 1 inch allowance on the side seam, so it's okay. So I'm done with the edges. You can see it's not so neat as the one for the serger, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, not so bad, not good, but not best. I'll not say not so bad. It's not bad. It's good, but not the best. So I want to make this equal. That's why I'm cutting this off. So I've used number 5. You can sew on my sewing machine. I have number 3, number 2, number. I have different numbers, but I've used the number 5 because this material is delicate and I need my stitches to be, should I say squeezed? Yeah, I don't need spaces. If it was cotton or any other fabric that does not frown on the edges, I would use maybe number 4. But since I need everything packed, I use number 5. So I'm going to do the same for the this is what, for the shoulder line. I want to give my blouse a neat finish. That's why I'm doing this. Someone is calling me. So after doing this, we have to come here, lay our blouse flat, and we are going to bring our facing, right sides facing each other. And we are going to pin around. So you must get the center of this so that you know where the center is. This is a black marker. Hey, it has even refused to write here. So this is the center. Okay. So I'm going to bring this right sides facing each other and pin, 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 pin. Where is the center? This is the center. So the center is here. You can see this line. So it's the center. I'll pin it. Okay. So this line as well, you must make sure that everything coordinates. So here, this is the line. I'm going to pin it as well. And make sure that if this on the down part falls on one side, you make sure that this here on this side falls on the opposite side. Why? We don't want a bulging on this line. So if one seam allowance falls on one side, also the other should fall on the other side on the opposite part. Okay, so I hope you understood what I meant. I hope you understood. So we are going to come here as well and do the same. So this is falling on this side, so this will fall on the opposite side. So you make sure that the right sides are facing each other, so that when you turn, the result is good, is giving. So pin around this fabric is very tricky, so it's good you pin. Arrange everything. Remember to iron this you're facing, please. And you can use interfacing as well, but I did not. I have white interfacing and this is black. So if I put white interfacing, you can see this is a transparent fabric. It will show through the other side, which I don't want. So I decided to just leave it like that. But if you have a white facing of the matching color, or if your fabric is non-transparent as mine, you can use it. I hope I'm understood. All right, so we are just going to sew around this. We are sewing around this. So you might start from any point of your choice. You might start from here, here, and sew around. Since we have pins through, you can sew with those pins in. Okay, you can sew with the pins in and just sew around. So I'll start on the, let me start on the side seam. If I sewed wrong, don't pull. If you have pulled, don't pull, please. My network is not good. I think my network has issues. Hey. So I'm going to pull up like I did before, and I'm going to come this side and finish this side. Wait a minute. Where did you stop? So you have to remove everything, all the pins. And straighten everything up. So you're going to come and notch. You can notch here like this. This scissor will make me make mistake. I'm going to try to get another scissor and use that for notching. I'm going to try with this. So we're going to notch on this your fabric and make sure cut off the excesses and then notch. So when you're notching, you have to be careful that you don't cut on your thread line, because in the process of notching you might notch on the fabric as well, so watch out as you notch. All right, I'll come back on this part. Let me just cut off a bit. This embroidered part is a bit hard. It's not so easy to notch. So let me trim it a bit. All right, I'll work with this. I told you always remember to press. You have to iron this out very well, very well, very well. So after doing this, you're going to open this up and sew in the ditch. Okay, you're going to sew in the ditch around this neckline. So you're going to make sure that this seam falls on the main fabric, falls on the side of the main fabric. When you're sewing, you don't sew it on the upper parts, you sew it on the side of the main fabric. So you take it slow. Sometimes this is not easy, most especially when you're starting out, but as time goes on, you learn to master it. I messed up somewhere. When I reached here, I sewed on the wrong side. I sewed on the wrong side. So I'll not go any further. I'll pull it out. So sorry for that. I sewed on the wrong side. So as I told you, I'm putting the seam allowance on the part of the main fabric. So I reached somewhere and I lost it. So I had to go back and repeat what I already did. Told you we are dealing with delicate fabric. Delicate and slippery, moreover. It slips. All right. I hope I've straightened it as it should be. So I told you pressing is very important, though I've not done it here. It's very, very important, more than you can imagine. So one thing we have to do again is sewing along this line. You're going to sew along this line. So I'm going to come here and cut off a bit, and I'll come here as well and cut off a bit. You can come and notch inside of this, not so much to the point of cutting your fabric. So you're going to fold it in. Remember I told you we said when one side falls here, the other falls here. So we are going to come in here, fold, and make sure that our lines are coordinating. After that, we are going to pin. You're going to pin and make sure you sew in the ditch. What I mean in the ditch, in that same line you made. And some people call it the crease. So you sew in that line. If possible, you can also hand sew this. Yeah, you might not use a sewing machine. You might as well just hand sew this line. Okay, this helps your facing to attach itself to the main fabric. So you're going to do the same for this part. All right, so you can hand sew or you can use the sewing machine. So whatever works for you, you just do that. If hand sewing works for you, better. If you want to use a sewing machine, it's also good. Yeah. So whichever method you choose, just make sure you do it well. Just make sure you just do it well. All right, so I'm going to sew along this line and the other side. So as I told you, just sew in the ditch. Sew in the ditch. It is as simple as that. Right. All right. So we are going to do the same for this line. So I said here, whichever method works for you. If you want hand sewing, do that. If you want to use your sewing machine, you can also do that. So one thing we are remaining with here is to iron everything. Press it very, very well. That will be it. So This is what I have. When you press very well, this will fall very well as it is supposed to. So I'm going to put my sleeves before I sew the side seams, and I sew down. So remember, we made our sleeves. So when you look at our sleeves, we have two sides. We have a side that has too much embroidery, and we have a side that is plain, a bit plain. So what we are going to do, I want this side with too much to face the front, and the other side to face the back. So what I'm going to do, so this is the side I want to face the front. So I'm going to come here on my sleeve and get the center or the middle of the sleeve. So I'm going to come and notch a bit. The threads are not easy to notch on. Okay, so this is the center. So this side with too much embroidery is the side that will face the front. Yeah, and this will be on the back. So we are going to pin around our armhole, and if it's not enough, I will come in and carve in here. Remember, the front armhole, most times it's, unless you've used the same pattern to cut the front and the back, but the front armhole is longer than the back armhole. Okay, so I'm going to first try pinning. Then if it's not enough, I'll come and see what to do. So I'm going to pin around. So pinning helps you to save time. If you pin very well, you just sew at once, all around at once, without having to think so much, change this, change that. No. So it saves you time. So from the sea of things, this armhole, this sleeve is not going to be enough. So what I'm going to do, since the sleeve is longer, the fabric is longer than the sleeve, from the sea of things, I've even just wasted time. It was just a matter of doing this instead of first spinning. So I have here 11.25. So I'm going to check on the front and see what I have here. So I have more. I have more on my sleeve. It's almost 13. Here I have 11.25. So what I'm going to do, I'm coming on this front part of my sleeve and coming in by some. Remember I told you the front sleeve has a curve. How do I mark this? With this my slippery fabric. So we are going to come in a bit like this and come out. You see my fabric, it is not easy to deal with. So I will just, let me just take it from here. So let's see how much we have added. Not so much. We're going to take it a little bit more deep. Right. Okay, we shall take it for this. We shall take this as our sleeve. Okay. So we are going to get the other side as well. So this is our front as well. So we are going to come in. Okay, the center of our sleeve is here. So I'll take in from here and see what I have. Okay, I'll take this. Whatever excess we have, I shall cut it off. So where is the other side? So this is the front. All right. So I have some excess here. You have some excess. All right. All right. So we have our sleeve on. Let's just sew it and then arrange the other sleeve. My God. So you can come from the center going this side and coming from the center going the other side. But if you have pinned and you're sure you pinned well, you can just sew around. Yeah. If you're sure you have pinned well, I repeat that. Emphasis on pinned well, eh? Because if you did not pin well, you'll see the jiggy results. So I'm going to take it straight. I trust my pinning is fine. I trust it. So I'm not going to finish off this neckline. This sleeve, I'll not. I have one reason. The owner will first have to fit in and say they are comfortable, then I'll finish it. So I'll not finish it off now. The owner says go ahead, I'm okay with it, then I'll finish it off. But for now, I'll leave it like this. All right. So I'm going to pin the other side as well. Told you the side with too much embroidery is on the front parts. Another issue was notching in the center. So this is our center. You're just going to turn it like this and pin as we did for the first part. All right. All right, we are done with the sleeves on both the sides, the front and the back. I hear pins falling. We are done with the sleeves. What I'm going to do next is to sew the side seams. We had some excess here and excess here. These are how many inches? Let me check. 1.5. 1.5. Okay. Here the sewing allowance was smaller than the other side. I don't know if the other side I did not stretch enough. Let me go and check what could have been the issue. Because these sides are equal. These sides are equal. Let me try to stretch in a bit here. So we are going to start from down, coming like this to the side seams. I'm not cutting off anything. I'll first fit first. So I'll not cut from the inside. If I fit and everything fits perfect, then I'll cut. So I'm going to do this sleeve as well. As I did for the last one, I'm starting from down, coming up. The space here is reasonable, but for the other side, it's a bit more. So we are done, but we have to cut here our sleeves. I'll do that also later after fitting to see where she wants her sleeves. So I'm going to open these sleeves here. On this line, they will be open up to a certain level. And I have to put the zipper as well. So let's see how it turned out. I'll do the finishing as well after fitting in on the side seams. Okay. So as I told you, pressing is very important. Let me close here with pins. All right. Yay. It did not even allow me to finish. This fabric is very light. So I told you this will be solved by ironing, by pressing so well. So this is her blouse. Shall press here very well. So we are done for today. Shall finish off everything tomorrow. So after fitting in, we shall finish the rest. So thank you for watching, everyone. In case you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when we put up a new video. Yes, so subscribe to our YouTube channel. What else? Yeah, subscribe, I would say. And I love you so much. Have a good night.